Alright, hey YouTube, this is Aracion bringing you another deck profile. I re-edited and managed to make my screen bigger. So I'm gonna redo my deck profile for my Machine Hybrid deck. This is the only deck I created in real life. This is the only deck I use in real life. I don't have Inzectors or Windups or Dino Rabbit or Ninjas or nothing like that. I only buy cards that I plan on using, and I only like using machines, so I've only bought machine cards. So yeah. And again, this is my real life deck. I'm only doing this for using DN because it's easier to see the overall thing. So yeah. Right. So for the deck, got 2 Megalord Emperor Weisel. This card is great. Special summons when a face-up monster on your side of the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. 2500 attack and defense. Can negate a spell card once per turn during either player's turn. And it can absorb a synchro monster and get stronger, so great card. 2 Malefic Cyber Dragon. You can use this to summon Weisel. You can play this under Skill Drain or under a field spell for an instant 4K beater. A triple Cyber Dragon because it's the star of the deck. They're all machines in here, and also this is great versus against that first turn Zenmaines or that first turn Ryo, just to bait out the effect. 2 Machina Fortress because 3 is too much, and 2 works just fine. You don't draw it as much. You may draw 1, but then eventually you'll just search the other. 9 out of 10 you'll never draw both of them in any duel. 3 Machina Gearframe is the main search of the deck. Searches out your Fortress and your Peacekeeper, and also 2 Peacekeeper to search out Gearframe and the other Peacekeeper. So Gearframe and Peacekeeper both form like a little engine. We're starting with Gearframe, you'd go to Peacekeeper, Gearframe, Peacekeeper, Gearframe, and ending on Machina Fortress. So you got a little deck thinning going on. Next, you got 2 Reflect Bounder because this guy is a magic cylinder with 1700 attack points. And it is funny, it is incredible how most players opt not to attack a Reflect Bounder because they don't want to take a lot of damage. So 9 out of 10, this guy alone is gonna do 1700 points of damage by just sitting there. At least 1700 points of damage by just being on the field. So great card. 2 Sazank because when it's flipped face up, you select a face up monster on the field and send it to the graveyard. This goes over Spirit Reaper, Marshmallow, Stardust, any big beater. Goes over Zenmaines, so this is a great card. 2 Upstart for draw. Whoops. 1000 points doesn't really make a difference in this deck as it can generally do more than 1000 damage per turn. Future Fusion, Overload Fusion, Power Bond, Limiter, your OTK cards. Future Fusion is not specifically for Chimera Tech Overdragon. It's mainly used for Cyber Twin Dragon to basically mill 2 from your deck, and basically you have your Cyber Dragon in your grave for your Overload Fusion or for your Monster Reborn or your Pot of Avarice play, whatever you need. Power Bond can be used for Cyber Twin, but mainly for Overdragon because you can use 2 fusion materials and have a 3200 attack point beater that can attack twice. So it's great for Overdragon. Limiter for the OTK. or just to get over, like during the damage step, you just get over like Utopia or Stardust or whatever beater you gotta go against. Avarice, Dark Hole, Reborn Heavy, Staples, 2 MST for back row hate, Mirror, Deep Prison, Torrential, Compulsory, Staples, 2 Magic Cylinder because it really pushes the deck, pressures your opponent, makes it that much harder for them to attack Reflect or anything. Really can give you that extra edge, give you that extra bit of damage to go for game. And 2 Skill Drain because this is primarily a beatdown deck, and Skill Drain stops your opponent more than it hurts you. Sure, it'll mess up your Gear Frame, it'll mess up your Reflect, it'll mess up your Sazank, it'll mess up Weisel's Negate, and Synchro Absorb, but it will hurt your opponent a lot more. First of all, Gear Frame is not mandatory. Reflect can basically survive against a low attack point monster, namely Spirit Reaper, which commonly likes to ram into Reflect Bounder. Sure, it'll prevent the flip effect of Sazang, but it will also prevent the must attack if able effect. It'll also negate the change to defense effect, but still something you gotta work with, and you can work with it. Malefic makes Malefic playable, also allows both Weisel and your Malefic to be on the field, and your other monsters are able to attack with them on the field. So that Skill Drain really helps. Extra deck 3 Fortress because I contact a lot. Not with my own monsters, like with Zenmain, Zenmayo, Katakuri, other Cyber Dragons, basically stuff like that. Overdragon, 1 for Overload Fusion, 1 for Power Bond. Double Cyber Twin, 1 for Future Fusion, 1 for Power Bond. Triple Cyber End, 1 for Future Fusion or Power Bond, and 2 for the special summon of Malefic. Bure, Catastor, Army Arm, Dark Flat Top, and Zenmeister. They're just there for the options. Zenmeister I can bring out, and it can only really abuse Sazank, but that's just about it. But it comes at a 2500 attack point beater, so it's not bad. I can make it really easy. And the synchro monsters are just there just for the option. I have no tuners, so I have to like Monster Reborn or get creature swapped a tuner and go from there. For the side deck, we got 1 Jinzo, namely against Chain Burn and Ninjas. This really helps because without some type of trap negation, my deck tends to run into a lot of problems, so Jinzo helps. Double Solidarity, I used to main this for a 42 card deck, but I took it out because sometimes it was dead where I didn't have any monsters, and I had to fix that problem. And plus, it works great with Skill Drain, makes it actually worth playing Skill Drain. I mean, basically your lowest attack monster would be 1300, and the next lowest would be 2000. So right there, that makes Solidarity really useful. And this, I mainly would side this in against decks I would side in Jinzo and Triple Decree. because as you can also see, it would put Jinzo 3200, which would make it a pretty viable beater. And again, Triple Decree plus Jinzo, again also against trap heavy decks, namely ninjas, and many of the stuff like Solemns and such. So very useful card. Triple Shadow Mirror for Invectors, Dark decks, Dark Synchro, Teledad, which is making a comeback. Dark Worlds, namely, just shuts them down completely. And I think that's it. There might be more, but I'm not thinking of them now. Double Rivalry, because it's an all-machine deck, and this stops rabbits. This stops synchro spam, Exceed spam. Really cripples a lot of decks. Cripples LS. Chaos. Really helps. Double Bottomless, anti-meta, and double Fiendish. I know what you're thinking, Fiendish in the side deck, Fiendish should be in the main deck, but no, in this deck it's better as a side deck option, because this deck can't really afford to have like cards sitting on the field or just randomly negating stuff. No, this deck has to remove threats from the field, and once I know what those threats are, then I would side in Fiendish Chain and proceed to eliminate them accordingly. So, alright, basically that's the overall deck. Deck has been working extremely well against both non-meta decks and both meta decks. This deck is proven successful. Win-loss ratio, the deck wins about like 87% of the time against meta decks, specifically meta decks, because I test differently for non-meta, but it's pretty competitive. It can keep up. And it gets the job done. So let me know in the comment box down what you think, and well, I guess I'll see you later. Alright, bye.